All right, folks, welcome to 90.90 Quadratic for your geometry review here, page 28, 29, and a few other pages. Okay, so first off, you don't have to explain why they're similar. We got angle similarity, no big deal. Anyway, let's put them together correctly. So 5, the hypotenuse, would correspond with x. So what you want to do on this one is you want to say 5 over x equals 3 goes from single arc to right angle, single arc to right angle. So that equals 3 over 4.5. Cross multiply. I think you get 22.5 equals 3x. X is 7.5. All right, now here on 2, be careful here. Notice anytime we have these bases involved, you got the base of the small triangle shaded here versus the base of the big triangle. So 9 over x. Little base over big base equals little left side, which is 6, the left side of the small triangle, over the left side of the big triangle would be 8, 6 plus 2. All right, you're going to get, when you cross multiply, 72 equals 6x. X is 12. All right, that makes sense. Guys, if you did 9 over x equals 6 over 2, you would get 3 for x, and x is definitely bigger. X is going to be bigger than 9. Okay, now on this one, 5 corresponds with 15. The base of the little triangle versus the base of the big triangle equals the right side of the little triangle over the right side of the big triangle would be 4 plus x. 4 plus x, cross multiply, you get 60 is equal to, this is going to be 20 plus 5x. Subtract 20 from both sides, divide by 5, you get x is 8. Guys, the geometric mean is the square root of the product of those two numbers. 30 times 5 is 150. Then you break it down. 25 and 6 is the best one here. You get 5 and 5. 6 is not a pair, it's 2 and 3. So on the outside, breaking out a radical GL is 5. Staying on the inside is 2 times 3, 6. Take the product of 32 and 2, that's 64. The square root of 64 is a nice 8. Always check them. If you have some of them memorized, that'll save you some time. 4 times 8 is 32. If you break down 32, you're just going to get a bunch of 2s. All right. That's a pair of 2. That's a pair of 2. 2 times 2, 4 on the outside. 2 stays on the inside. 6 times 8 gives you 48. Break down 48. You got 8 and 6. 4 and 2. 2 and 2. 6 is 2 and 3. There's a pair of 2. There's a pair of 2. So you do 2 times 2, 4. 3 stays on the inside. All right, now it's the altitude on the hypotenuse theorem, guys. You got a leg in 4. You got a leg in x. So to figure out x, you take leg squared. X squared is the whole hypotenuse, which is 6 and 4, 10 times the part of the hypotenuse that x touches. That would be 6. All right, x squared is 60. Take the square root of 60. 4 and 15. 2 and 2, 3 and 5 is not a pair, so x equals 2 root 15, 3 times 5. Then on y is a leg 2, you're going to say y squared is the whole hypotenuse, 10 times the part it touches, 4. Y squared is 40. Take the square root of 40. 4 and 10, 2 and 2, 2 and 5. Y is 2 root 10. Okay? Take a look here at number 9. Let's find the height first, maybe. Y is the height, so you say height squared is 4 times 9. One part of the hypotenuse times the other. Y squared is 36. Y is 6. Then, let's see, the whole hypotenuse is 13. We say that the leg squared is the whole height times the part of the hypotenuse it touches. X squared is 52. Take the square root of 52. You're going to get 2 root 13. A lot going on here in 10. If I want to find all 3 variables, luckily the whole hypotenuse is just 3. You really don't have to break down any radicals here. So x is the height. You're going to say height squared is 1 part of the hypotenuse times the other. Height squared is 2. Take the square root of 2. That's what x is. All right. Then we got y. Y squared is the whole hypotenuse 3 times the part it touches 1. So y is the square root of 3. 3's prime. We're done there. Z, leg squared, is the whole hypotenuse 3 times the part it touches. Z squared is 6. When you take the square root of 6, there's no pairs. So z is simply the square root of 6. Guys, on 11, is the hypotenuse involved? Yes, it is. 3 is the hypotenuse. 3 squared is equal to, I'm sorry, 3 is the height. 3 is the height. Is the height involved? Yes, 3 is. Height squared is equal to 1 part of the hypotenuse times the other. 2 times x. 9 is equal to 2x. Divide. Don't take the square root here. X is 4.5. And another one of these. On your quiz, you're just going to have, and your test, you're just going to have to solve for 2. That makes it easier. I think we might have tried this one in class anyway. 4, you gotta find, gotta use 4 first here. We need to figure out what y is before we can really do anything. So your 4 is a leg. You're gonna say leg squared. It's the whole hypotenuse. 2 plus y times the part of the hypotenuse that touches 4. That would be 2. Time to use some distribution. Right there, you're gonna have 4 plus 2y. 12 is 2y. Y is 6. All right, if you know y is 6, plug it in there. That makes z squared equals, z is the height, so height, you need to add that in there. Height squared is 1 part of the hypotenuse times the other, 2 times 6. So z is going to be the square root of 12, 4 and 3, 2 and 2, so 2 root 3. And I'm almost certain we did this one in class. We're running out of room here, so let's take a look at x. X is a leg. Leg squared is the whole hypotenuse. 6 plus 2 is 8 times the part that touches that leg. 6 touches that leg. All right, so x squared is 48. Take the square root of 48. I'm going to cheat here. 16 and 3. 16 is 4 and 4. I know that's not prime, but there's your pair. 4 root 3. All right, 4 root 3 is your answer. Take a look here at 29. I think there's just a few, luckily, here on 29. Proportion time, folks. We've got an angle bisector. 8 corresponds with 10, as x corresponds with 12. Cross multiply, you're going to have 96 is equal to 10x. X is 9.6. Here we can do a little trick. We don't have to do 3 over 8 equals x over x plus 9. Got these parallel lines here. Something special happens. We can say 3 over 5 equals x over 9. Again, if you wanted to do little triangles left side 3 over big triangles left side 8 equals little triangles right side x over big triangles right side x plus 9. You could also do that, but these parallel lines, this gives us, this little trick saves us some time. Cross multiply, you get x is 5.4. Here, folks, we are going to have 4 over 16 equals x over 18, or you could say 4 over x equals 16 over 18. Either way, I think you're going to get 4.5 when you cross multiply. 72 is 16x. X is 4.5. And just like we did on 16, 16 and 14 are very similar. You can do, because these parallel lines, you can do x over 5 equals x plus 2 over 8. You don't have to do x over x plus 5 equals x plus 2 over x plus 2 plus 8. So that's going to save you some time. You're going to get 8x equals, I believe this is going to be 5x plus 10. Move this over. 3x equals 10. Divide by 3. 10/3. All right, that is page 29. I know the next one I promised was, you guys can do 32, was we're going to look at 33 here. All right. Kind of got the, from 7.5 again, like the last few problems, I can say x over 12 equals 4 over 15. Cross multiply, you got 15x equals 48. Divide, I think you get 3.2. Here I can say 3 over 8 equals x over 5. Cross multiply, 15 equals 8 x. If you round to the nearest tenth, you'll get 1.9. Here I can say 4 over x equals 6 over 8. Cross multiply, 32 equals 6x.